The entertainment before the show. Huh?
Welcome to the We Got Problems podcast with co-hosts Curtis G. Martin, Rhonda L Brown, and Caliph Johnson Sr. The one and only podcast where solutions get discussed to our community's everyday troubles. Each week, you will hear mind-blowing conversations and actionable tips and strategies that you can implement in your daily life to become more effective. We got problems and we got solutions.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is We Got Problems, the podcast. Welcome to the show. We're going to have a great show for you guys today. We're going to be talking about building with like-minded people. And I'm Curtis G. Martin. I have my co-host, Rhonda L Brown.
Hey, everybody.
And my other co-host, Caliph Johnson Sr.
Your boy, hey, how y'all doing?
And you guys know us by at Curtis Martin 247 on social media and Rhonda Wrights Official and the _trash_vegan_.
Yes,
so follow us on social media. But hey, you guys, so we've been kind of sitting here talking. I guess it's the show before the show, right? But we're talking about building with like-minded people. And what do you guys think about that?
Trash, I know you want to go.
I'll let you go. I'll let you go first, the queen first. You already know.
Cause you know, you can start out building with a lot of people, and then sometimes it don't work out right? Like I know this guy, he was telling us, he's like, you know what? You can go in business with people, but you got to know when to cut it short. Like this ain't gonna work, right? Like, so we've seen that, right? Like when we started the Black Masterminds, I think we started with 15 people, right?
We did, and we're down to 5.
Right, so
5 good ones.
Right, and but you know what? I don't think it be like you don't have to ruin a relationship because people don't fit what you're doing at that time, right? Like
right, and you know, with 15 people, you know, that's what we started with. But with 15 people to begin with, yeah, we all kind of want the same thing, but we're not all thinking and going about it the same way. So the more we do it, you know, the more people fall off until you get that group of people that are on the same page, that have the same goals, and that go about things, you know, that in a similar way, that work together very well.
Or see the vision. They see the vision.
Right.
Well, like with me, you guys know, I was in the group, but like it was a crazy year for me last year. I mean, like where I started.
You talking about another group?
Yeah,
I was in the group, but like the Black Masterminds came out of the After Dark group, right? Out of DG group. So like I was there, but I wasn't all the way in tune, because when I got there, I was really, really skeptical about it. Like anybody can go back and check my past history. You probably won't find any pictures of me online prior to this group, because I had to force myself out of my shell with this group. Like it took like everything for me to actually put myself, and I'm doing a podcast every week for the last 8-9 months. We've been doing this for about 8-9 months now. I literally come on, and I was at the barbershop yesterday, and they were playing my podcast in the barbershop, like an episode of my podcast. And I had like they have like beauticians in there, and they were sitting in there. The older ladies were asking me about crypto, and they had like questions and stuff. And my boy was talking to me. He was like, I want to sit back and actually focus in on it. And you guys don't understand how humbling that was. And then the whole time we was doing that, me and my team was on the phone getting our whole business side together. So this has been a whirlwind of an experience, and it would have never happened if I wouldn't have never joined the group. It would have never happened if I wouldn't have found the like-minded people who were moving in the same direction as me. It would have never happened if I wouldn't have got, you know, the team that I got to push me into the direction that I'm at right now. And I'm thankful, really, really thankful that everybody was there at the right time, because it's not the same now. You know what I mean? It was just a moment in time that we all caught that good energy vibe, and we all pushed to where we are now. And it takes a lot to find people who are moving in the same direction, especially as far as this business goes, because it's a lot of snakes out there. It's a a lot of people out there doing bad business, and to find some honorable people that actually do good business that you can respect the way they move, it's a rare thing out there. It's like a unicorn. And to actually be supported, and like when I go live now, like I literally go live a couple times a week now, just because I'm more comfortable with myself and I'm more comfortable with sharing who I am, you know. And we go live a couple times a week, and the love and support that pours in because of it, like it's like humbling to me.
Hey, you touched on so many topics right there, bro. It's kind of crazy. No, because growing up in the hood, right? We know it's a lot of snakes out there, so we don't do business with people. You only do business with people you know, right? And then that even falls short sometimes, right? It's like so that's kind of hard. Like same thing like you. I started going to events. I wasn't even on social media. I've probably been on social media about probably 6 years now. But they was telling me, oh man, you got to get a Facebook and Instagram. And I'm like, oh man, I don't be telling people where I'm at and what I'm doing. And so the same thing. It was kind of hard getting into that. And right now, my marketing skills ain't as good because I still ain't got comfortable with telling y'all my whole story. Right? Like, so that'd be hard. So when you can get with like-minded people, then we start opening up, because I done learned stuff about you guys that I'm sure y'all wouldn't have never told me just passing, right? Like,
never.
So like, I remember one night we were sitting up talking with our other group, and some stories got shared, and I was like, whoa, you did that? Wow. Right? So not gonna put them stories out there, but you know, because they was comfortable enough to share them with us within the group, right? But it's almost like, once we can get that comfortable, then that's when the next level shit kicks in. Like, I know I have to tell my story, right? Because there's somebody somewhere that's thinking just like me that need that push. When they hear my story, then they can move forward, right?
And I think it's important for people to see, you know, what we're actually doing as a group, because like you said, like, we don't work with people. We were stuck trying to get to the top by ourselves. We all know it's gonna, you know, like when we were little, it takes a village, you know. So why don't we use that same concept when we're older trying to build businesses? It still takes a village. You can't do it by yourself. You have to learn new things. You have to pull people in, because you can't do everything.
See, Kurt, like you said, like, I grew up in Compton, and it's a dog eat dog world. Like, just walking to school, catching the bus to school, you travel through all these different neighborhoods, and you got to go through all of these different politics, and you got to be able to read the wall here, understand what is going on, who beefing there, because any day, anything can happen, and it happens so quick. You got to be prepared for it. So when you start talking about befriending people, you can't just befriend anybody. And you can't just let anybody come around and y'all conduct business together just because of some of the politics that go on and some of the funk that go on behind it. So like me now, being able to be open and be able to do business, like Kurt, it's great doing business with you. When you pull up on me or something, it's always positive energy. And it's so rare to me, it's rare in my life. Maybe some other people might go outside and there's good people around them all the time. Maybe they grow up in the cut or somewhere else out there, and they always have good energy around them. It's just not like that for me. So for me to be open enough to do business and conduct business with if anybody new, like, that's a big step out on the ledge. And what we've been able to accomplish in a year, like, it's unheard of for me. Like, in a year, I legit have my own LLC. Like, I legit have my
you got
own
two
company.
and a nonprofit.
I got two and a nonprofit.
Right.
But that's conducting good business with good people, though. And I really am. I take it so seriously, and I put like so much of myself into it, because on top of that, I still have my track club to run. On top of that, we still have real life to go through. On top of running all of these businesses effectively, and then on top of that, I still take my time out, because so many people hit my line just needing help, just having questions, needing advice. Like, I get a lot of phone calls from a lot of people that just need help. And I find myself doing like a lot of work. And I'm legit going back to school
that's
for
paying
that.
the dues. That's paying the dues, and that's
I'm
building with
going back to
like-minded
school
people.
for it.
So something you said, bro, you said that wasn't your reality. That's none of our reality, is to be around positive energy people, right? So what we've been learning, and there's other entrepreneurs out there that teach this too, right? But what we've learning over the years now is we create that energy that we want around us, right? We can't associate ourselves with those people that I think you call it energy vampires, right? That suck the energy out of us, right? We got to start creating them people, or putting them people around us that's like-minded. So building with like-minded people, that's where it takes off. We all had this ideal of all running our business. So we all have a business, right? Like all three of us, the other two members of the Black Masterminds has a business. Then we thought, what can we do together? Okay, how can we help people? That's part of paying the dues. How can we help people along with us making money as well? Right now, we started a nonprofit. And then as we was sitting there going, we realized that all the stuff that we do is too much. We joined forces and created a LLC called CRC Empire. Right?
And
so CRC Empire, that's going to be when you start hearing the Waltons, right? You're going to hear CRC Empire. No, it ain't our last name, but we just talking building. But we building for our last names, right? So I think us being around like-minded people, and then as people come in, some people can't handle this good energy. They gonna automatically like shoot to the left. They can't handle it. Oh, I can't handle this. Y'all want to share everything.
Hey, you know what? It was funny. We were on our call, right? You know, we got problems after dark Monday through Fridays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. at least for the
West Coast time.
West Coast time, 10.
Hey, that's funny. You called it After Dark. Hey, we was in another group called After Dark. I think it was DG After Dark, right? No, I want to put it out there because we was from DG After Dark, and now we got problems after dark.
Hey, you know, hey, and it was the message went out, and somebody posted the link, and some different energies from our past that we had bumped into in our past. We done business with them before, and you know, everybody doesn't do good business. Negative energy happened to fall into the room, and when it fell into the room, it felt uncomfortable. Not for us. I was perfectly fine. Everybody else was perfectly fine, but they knew who they were, and they calmly exited themselves up out of there because they knew good energy was only welcome. And I'm not going to be around negative energy. We gonna get you up out of there. If you feel like you need to be somebody who has to talk down on somebody, there's no reason to talk down on somebody else to put yourself up. We don't do that. There's no need to spew venom about what's the negative side of stuff. Let's talk about our solutions. Let's talk about how we can build. Let's talk about how we can uplift. What are we doing to make it right? We didn't start the fire. Although we didn't start it, we tried to fight it. You know what I mean? Like I quote that song, you know what I mean? We didn't start the fire.
Like, and that's sure what popped in my head too.
Yeah, no, that's good. You know, because we building and we trying to bring in like-minded people so we can build together. And then we want to show them how we're creating this business together and watching it grow. And then they can do the same thing within the group. Like, you don't have to join CRC Empire, but we might do a joint venture together on something else, right? Like, it can be done, but you got to put in the work because we putting in the work, right? Like, everybody, like what I've noticed now is, and I got a couple of mentors that's around as high-level entrepreneurs, right? And it's really starting to sink into me, some of the stuff that they were saying, like, pay people to do stuff. Quit trying to do everything yourself. Right? Like, why would I sit up here and try to keep building website after website? Why would I try to keep building funnels? It take me 3 weeks to build one funnel, and it take this guy 1 day. Right? So how much is my time worth? That $300 he wanted, if that was the case, I don't know what people building funnels for, right? That $100 he wanted, that $300 he wanted, I spent 21 days. So I is that what my 21 days worth? $100? $300? Because I could have paid for that to get done, and now it's done, right? Like a lot of stuff we did with CRC Empire. Pay this person, do that. Pay this person, do that. Pay this person, do that. And then we look up and say, hey, this done, this done, this done, this done. And we sitting meeting and trying to figure out different next solutions on how we gonna build, right? What's the next thing? And then holding each other accountable, right? Like it's good.
And that's the thing. Everybody has to be pulling their weight, you know, when you do joint adventures, because if we had one person out of this team that wasn't doing anything, I don't think it would have went as fast as it did.
No,
or as smooth as it did.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something I did. Right, I still be there to support and make sure I'm involved. Right, I backed out and basically let Trash run the After Dark. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but I just kind of backed out, and whenever that support needed or he needs to bounce, then boom, I'm right there. Right, but I just sit back and let Trash run it. Then I'll interject every now and then, but. That's almost saying like, okay, this you now, right? Like you have the strongest vibe right there, right? That energy that connects with people, right? So I automatically step back, right?
Hey, and that's just holding the team together. Like if the team needs something, we're supposed to all be there for the team. It's not about any one individual. It's not about what I want. It's not about what Kurt wants. It's not about what Rhonda wants. It's about what the team needs.
Yeah.
Like, what do we need?
And you were good at it. So you stepped up and sometimes the call be kind of dry. You like, hey, y'all ain't talking about nothing. Hey, such and such, what you doing? I like, boom, okay. I need to step back and let my man run it. So I don't even know if you realize it, but I'm like, hey, Trash, what we got? Right? Right. And then you run with it. Right. So, but that's part of being a group, right? Like, okay, hey, let's do this. We should do this. Okay, I'm gonna research that. I'll come back with the info. Right, boom.
And you do your part, so I can't complain. Like, and if Butterfly is needed, Butterfly comes in like decent. Like she really does that. You know what I mean? She's really effective about what she does, and like I love our team. I love the energy we create. I love the people who come around. I love the business we create because I got a call this morning from one of the goddesses, like who really pours in, and she's really, really solid. But she's not really familiar with all of this young stuff. She's a more mature woman. She's not familiar with how all of this stuff works. She's not versed in crypto. But guess what? I can plug you with Daz, and she got a course that she teach on that. And she's really good with her cryptopreneurs. So I can send you in a direction. You need some health and wellness? I got you. You need a book done? I got you. You know what I mean? My team does everything else. And we can point you in the right direction, or somebody who's within the family, and I know they're not going to take advantage of you.
And that's what building with like-minded people is about.
I know my people aren't going to do bad business with you. They're not going to go ahead and take your money and make you feel like, oh, it was just a money grab. I don't want to be around people like that. That's why I'm so careful about who I do business with, because the last thing I want is someone to feel like we're not doing good business or we're not treating you the way we want to be treated. And that's solely how I run my business. I had to send books out to because something wasn't right. And they felt like it was like, oh, I paid and I didn't get. Oh, even if your money was refunded, here, let me make sure you got what you wanted. Because the last thing I want you to feel like is from me that anything that's not 1000% business, because that's how I would want someone to treat me. So I'm going to treat you exactly how I want to be treated. And I'll make it up on the back end. If the money ain't really it. Running good business is everything to me. Yep. And making sure.
And people gonna have problems all the time within business, right? Something ain't gonna go right for somebody. But when you can make it right, that's when it's cool, right? Like that's
when you care to make it right. Some people don't care to make it right. Some people are too busy. They got too much business going on. They making too much money, and they can't worry about this one little person, that one little deal. It ain't that important to them.
Well, no, that's the one you got to worry about.
That's the number one I want to worry about.
Yeah, that's the one you got to worry about.
Right? They're going to leave a comment. They're going to go ahead and talk bad about you. They're going to say you robbed them. They're going to say a whole bunch of stuff that you know not to be true. But at the end of the day, that's how they feel. And they're going to say exactly what they feel at that moment. And it won't come back and correct it because they got pride issue or they got ego issue. Yeah. We ain't got time.
So, but you know what? You're gonna get people that's gonna do that right off the jump. You're gonna get people that do that, and like you said, won't come back and fix it. But at the same time, if you always keep that person, or make that person right, make that person feel like they got what they were supposed to get, then the next person that deal with you and have an issue, they're like, nah, he ain't do me that way. Like, no, I was good.
You know what? A sign of who you truly are is not what people say to your face, but what they say when you're not around.
Yeah.
And I hold that truth near and dear to my heart, because at the end of the day, can't nobody ever said I tried to do them bad on no business deal. Can't nobody ever tried to say I was dirty on how I ran it or nothing like that. And I take pride in that, because my name is my reputation. You know what I mean? The last thing you want to do is have your name out there running bad because people doing like things that are unbecoming. You know what I mean? And I ain't got time for that.
Hey, so look, we talking about all these groups and building with like-minded people. So what's after dark like? Like, we got problems. This the podcast, we got problems, right? But then we spilled it over to, we was talking about good business talk late night, and we decided, like, let's just make it a play off the podcast. We got problems. So now it's We Got Problems After Dark, where we sit up and talk with other entrepreneurs, other wannabe entrepreneurs, people that starting business, trying to start business. What are you guys looking for from this group, or what do you want to see out of this group?
And it's already grown. I want to see it grow, but it's already growing. But I like the fact that, you know, there are dedicated people that come, and then they want to teach also. Yeah. So, you know, we do the first hour of teaching something. We dedicate that to teaching whatever you can think of.
We had a great week last week. I mean, a phenomenal week. You got everything from credit to health and wellness to learning how to write a book to we had learning how to print shirts. If you wanted to learn how to start a t-shirt printing business, we had that. And then we had the cryptopreneur herself, Young Dash. She came through and lit it up on Friday. Like, everybody was just like, we say it's going to be an hour. The next thing you know, I found myself in like a 2.5 hour teaching class because people had questions. And I'm like, yo, this is what you do here. This is what you do there. This is what you do here. This is how you do that. I got a question. How does this go? Does that go together? Why don't that go together? Okay. Now, I can give out all of this information, and it doesn't cost me anything to give the information. But if it can help one person get better, then I've done my job. I know I've helped somebody. And at the end of the day, what are we really doing this for? Are we doing it for the money grab? I'm not.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. Hey, so you said for the money grab, and I was already thinking that too, because I pay almost $2,000 a year to be in this one group. I pay another $600 a year. I'm in another group, and then a couple of other groups I'm just in, like lifetime in. They had a fee, and I'm lifetime in, so I'm in about 4 groups. Now that I'm in these groups, I learned so much, but the We Got Problems After Dark is basically free. Right? Yeah. It don't cost you nothing. I think only way you can get in now is you got to input your email address and then you get the link, right? But at the same time, just because it's free don't mean that you don't get value. Because like you said, we have that first hour. That first hour is when you really want to be there, because that first hour is dedicated to teaching you something. Maybe you knew it, maybe you didn't. Right. Either way, that first hour was dedicated to teaching. And then we still haven't fully implemented the book club part of it, which we're going to start reading. Right. We're going to start making sure we're reading. We're going to start making sure everybody that's on this call have a book. We're going to make sure everybody on this call have a business. We're going to make sure everybody on this call know how to run their social media. Like, this is not a game. And that's what I want people to realize, that we trying to bring like-minded people around so we can have a place to go where that energy is at. And then after that hour of teaching, then now, man, we start getting into life skills after that. right?
What do you do with NFTs? Like one of the kings, he was just teaching about, he does NFTs. And he's a part of the cryptopreneurs, but he legit was just showing. Daz did it when she was in there, and she went into detail on how to do it. But the other night, when we were just up at like 3, 4 o'clock my time, they were on the East Coast. It was about 5, 6 their time, and he was legit just drawing out NFT. He was taking this picture. He showed how he take it to market, and he just showed it. So somebody who was just sitting in the class who knew nothing about NFTs at all was blessed with that information. And if they do nothing with it, that's fine. But you were blessed with that information just for being in the right place at the right time. That's what we used to do on the late night. We used to sit up and vibe out, and you never know what type of information you were going to run across.
Yeah, somebody can have something going on with their kid, right?
That part.
Right. And topics change so quick too. It's like, you know, one minute NFTs and the next minute credit, and you know.
The first time I
dealing with, I was on one night, I heard dealing with a spouse, right? Somebody had some issues with a spouse, and they brung up all this info, and people gave their input, and they were appreciative of some of the input and start using those things, right? Like, so it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So you got to build with like-minded people.
The first time I ever found myself speaking in one of those settings, it was to help someone else out. They were going through a health issue, and they had one of those bags on them. He had been shot, and he was trying to get the bag off, and he was going through all of these problems. But guess what? My wife is in healthcare, and that's what she does. Like, she does healthcare from the business side of it, but she gives all kind of information. It was as simple as asking her a question, and I can go back to this person and give him valuable information that changes life forever. To just be able to have the opportunity to go get this same surgery for free that you thought you couldn't afford. Like, it's systems, it's programs out there that'll cover you, bro. Like, what are you doing? And it seems like second nature to me because I know somebody in that field, but to him, it was like life altering because he didn't have that information. And we can freely pass that information on. It don't cost us nothing to pass that
information. Yeah.
Why don't you want to see your brother do better?
That's the blessings in disguise, man. That's the stuff that come back to you. I know we don't do it to gain something, but it's just so crazy because I know it happens. Right. That's why I always say it. Like, I never do nothing for somebody because I want something back. I just know over the years, the more things I've done for people, the more I get back. Why do I sustain everything? One, I put in the work. Two, I give to other people.
Facts. You know what I mean? And I learned that from my guy, Form Runner. Like, legit. He gets out and he drops jewels. And I mean, information you will hear nowhere else. And he drops it. And Brother Bo, the trainer, he'll come in all the time. He was like, man, stop giving away all this information for free. Stop giving away all this information for free. He was like, nah, I give it for my people. Because if I can build my people up, then guess what? My people create energy for me. And then they build me up. When I'm going through bad days, guess who picked me up? My people be right there for me. They'll call me like, you good, bro? And that's the same thing that happened to me. Sometimes I get into my little space and I be feeling bad. And I just don't feel like I'm vibing like that. I have some of the oddest phone calls come out of the clear blue and they pour into me. And I feel way better that I know somebody actually cares about me. Like, I don't need much, but sometimes just a good word, a phone call. You okay? I'm just checking on you, bro. Like, that's
but if you ain't around those like-minded people, it ain't going to happen.
You don't stand a chance out here.
Right. And the thing is, you know, some people, like the other night, they're like, oh, y'all ain't going to get very much information out of me. I got a good 5 minutes for y'all. But that 5 minutes turned into 2.5 hours. And it's like, hang on, because, you know more than you think you do. And you can teach somebody something, whether you think you can or not. It can be done because you do know a lot.
Brother Jackson, he thought he was like, I got 5 minutes worth of information for y'all. That's all y'all gonna get. And the next thing you know, he teaching you how to start your own printing business and detailed information, the machines you need to get, how this work better with this don't work as good with that. I'm like, yo, this king. And that's just one of the guys who would refuse to come on camera. He was like, all you gonna see is that. That's all you gonna see. He was comfortable enough amongst family, and he knew it wasn't no weirdos in there. It wasn't no people in there seeking in there for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? I grew up as a heavy kid, so I grew up with people laughing and joking on me. And I grew up with people treating me kind of ill because of the clothes I had on, the jokes they had. They called it bagging at the time. Like bagging was the thing growing up, and I grew up on the tail end of that. So I'm very cautious and I'm very conscious about, the energy that I put off. I don't ever want nobody to feel like somebody's going to be made fun of or treated poorly. And the moment you do, you out of there. I don't want nobody who thinks that they're going to build themselves up by tearing someone else down. Like that's the most ill stuff I've ever heard. And I just want people to really know that we have a safe place where you can come and grow. Good soil.
Yeah, and even if they don't connect with us, find you a
Go
tribe.
Somewhere else. Go somewhere
find
else.
You a tribe.
There's some people for you.
Yeah, it's some people for you. Everybody ain't for everybody. It's some people for you.
You can go trauma bond with whoever you want to, but we not here for that. We here to build. We here to build with a loving space. We ain't here to snake you. We not here to take over your business. We not here to take from your business. We here to provide a safe place for people who are just like us, who are young entrepreneurs, who are new to business, who, if you season in business, some of us are seasoned in business, but we not here to take from the young people. We here to all come together and create a healthy space so we can grow together. And if we grow together, what comes out of that, hey, I'm just proud to be a part of it, because I know we're going to get some fly shit to come out of here. We already got some fly shit. This 1 year, we done got some fly shit to come out of
already to start 2022. Hey, you know what I want to see happen? I want us to do a challenge, right?
What kind?
Like grow a garden.
Hey,
everybody grow something.
Hey, what you want to see? You want to see some carrots, peas, and some corn?
Man, you know what? It could be marijuana for all I care. I just want somebody. I'm just saying, man. No, seriously. I just want to see people getting out there and doing for self, right? Growing their own, right? Like it could be tomatoes, it could be greens, right?
They call me Dr. Green Thumb.
Yeah, I want to see that thumb. That'd be a nice challenge. That's building, right? Like, and get your kids involved. Like, you think it's hard, right? People feel like they don't have money to do certain things. Go buy some seeds. You and your family plant some plants, and y'all make sure y'all take care of them together. That's something y'all can do together. And then create something else next that y'all can do together. Now you're spending family time, quality time, and y'all learning, and you building, and you hustling for your last name.
I got a call. I got a really, really good call today. And Dad, she hit me today. She was like, yo, I'm starting this NFT course for kids. Teaching kids how to take their art and turn it into NFTs and how to sell it. I'm like, where do I sign up at? I got a little girl over here who loves to draw. You might see all kind of abstract art from her. It looked crazy, but she was like 5 years old. Like she was like 7-year-old when she did this, and I just hold on to it because it's my girl. Like, yeah, like you got to
wait, because it's your girl. That's a good job, though. Hold on,
it's a phenomenal job. This is a phenomenal job. She painted the edges. She was real detailed at like 7 years old to get everything she wanted done. And like she was like, "Yo, take this and you can make NFTs off of this." And what we don't utilize is where our kids are at. Our kids are at school. They have a whole student body that is their audience, is their peers, and their customers. They have customers, whether they realize their peers are their customers or not. That's their customers. That's who they're selling to. They ain't selling to the old heads. They're not selling to somebody in their 40s and their 50s. Even though they'll be the ones who buying it, they can sell to their peers, because once their peers want it, it's over. It's over. I done seen my daughter take an item to school and say, I got this to sell, and come back with a little bag full of money. I'm like, go, baby. So they do got money in elementary school. Don't underestimate the youngins, and they gonna buy what they want with their money. And you find out what their niche is, and you go for it. I'm like, I'm extremely excited about what's coming out this year. Like the avenues we're traveling down right now, like the entrepreneurship that we're starting and the businesses that we're getting going. Like this is gonna be 2022, 222 makes 6. Oh, it's coming.
And that's the thing. We started early. The 5th of January, we already had a LLC.
Yeah.
At least one of them, and we're gonna make $1 billion off of it. You heard me? I'm talking that into existence right now. We finna make $1 billion off of it. CRC Empire is just one. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, we all have our own independent LLCs. Kurt, you probably got like 7, 8 of them. You know, you over there.
I only got 2. I only got 2. I got one. I got one company and one family company. That's it.
Kurt, you the hardest working man in business. Don't nobody know how hard Kurt work. Kurt be up late night grinding. Kurt work. Butterfly, she over there grinding. Y'all don't even understand the projects she be coming out with. Like some of the projects she got coming up this year. Like we are working. I am working.
Hey, not just that. What about the projects that she behind for other people?
Oh, whoa. Those are her projects. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about.
With other people dropping shit and y'all going like, damn, that person did this, that person did this shit. That's Rhonda.
It's not me, it's them.
Yeah, no, it's all
helping.
Good. It's
you just
helping guide them.
You're just bullying them into
whatever it takes.
You know what I think is really cool is within the we got problems after dark. We got about 10 people on pace to have their book ready for January 26th.
At least 10.
Exactly. For January, busy month for me.
And that's this month. That's this month. That's a couple weeks away. They don't understand. We got work coming out. Like this is not like a one-off thing. Like we are legit working to make sure we're bringing these ideas to life.
And bringing people with us.
Exactly.
Bring the whole tribe. I'm bringing my whole tribe because ain't nobody over here leeches. We not allowing nobody to leech. We not allowing nobody to sit there and be sloths and just slow drag their feet and let everybody else do the work. And they like, hey, look at me, I'm here. No, everybody teaching. Everybody teaching. Everybody bring what you have to the table and offer it. Because guess what? It's somebody who was just in here the night before doing the exact same thing. And it's going to be somebody in here tomorrow doing the exact same thing. Teach what you know so we can build together. And it helps. And I'll be back on teaching whenever my next turn is up. I look forward to my next time teaching because I know it's going to be better than it was last time. And I promise you, I went from literally just running a track club, a dad, to I was in front of a college course teaching this year.
Last year.
Last
year. Okay, it wasn't this year. It was December. Yeah, last year. I literally got up there for like almost 2 hours, held my own teaching the class. And me, a kid from Compton, I never saw it. I legit never saw it. They gave you the good old fashioned, you're going to be dead or in jail by 25. And I so believe that by the time I was 24 and I was still alive and my birthday was coming up, I'm like, okay, let's do something. Let's legit do something. Because if I'm going to make it, let's make it right. And then we start building. And I think it's legit, and a young man has to mature. You know, we got some youngins that's trying to do it, and they're fumbling their way through. But to actually mature your brain to the point, and then you still got a ton of growing to do every day. But by the time you're 24, 25, if you still have your body, because we lose so many of our boys, we lose so many of our young queens. And I had an argument the other night. It was in After Dark, I think. One of the kings, I was like, yo, we lose so many of our young kings, and we lose them in so many different ways. It's not just losing them to gun violence. It's not just losing them to jail. We lose their minds because they find themselves hooked on drugs and doing things that they can't get themselves off of. We lose them because they find themselves out here sick and they can't get their health together. We lose them because they find themselves just going through mental health, lose their bodies, going to the military and not coming home the same. Like, it's so many different ways that we lose our males. But he was like, yo, the black woman is the most unprotected being on this planet. And I had to agree with them because we lose so many of our young queens. When you think about the number of melanated girls who are getting poor health care because they say black women can take more pain, a melanated woman can take more pain. So, and I can't just say black. I say melanated because you got to think everybody with melanation and that are melanin skin are carbon based people. They're treated poorly when it comes to these hospitals. They're not treated the same as the non-melanated folks, and that's just, you can look at the statistics and it's the truth. So we lose so many of our melanated girls because they are being snatched off the street, or they're getting abused, and this goes unreported. And I can't leave my brown sisters off. I can't leave any of my other complected sisters off. So I say melanated people, and I mean us all, because when we start getting that view on life, we can actually build something. We get all of these little blocks and barriers out the way, and let's start focusing in on what's important. Either you're a melanated person or you're not. And all of us melanated people come together, oh, we stand a way better chance.
You know something though, when you talking about building and getting all that out of the way, one thing we got to do is like it's okay to debate sometimes, but sometimes you got to like not like cause separation, right? As soon as somebody say something, then like if I'm talking about losing melanated men, not saying that wasn't a good conversation y'all had, but if I'm talking about losing melanated men, then let's talk about that and not say, well, no, what about the women? And we're like that gives me that vibe of Black Lives Matter. No, all lives matter, right? Like you don't have to put something on top of something. The subject I'm talking about right now is this. Let's talk about this and give me some issues or some solutions. And then tomorrow, let's talk about the
other one.
Yeah, so everything had its place. Yeah, everything's important, but don't make one more important than the other one. Like, ooh, excuse me. We definitely got to stop doing that. Right, like I see it all the time with us. Everything with us. You can go say, man, LeBron's the GOAT, man. I love dude as a basketball player. Oh, Kobe Bryant was much better. Kobe Bryant did this, but what about Jordan? Like, no, dude, I'm talking about like LeBron right now. Right? I'm giving LeBron his flowers right now, right? Like too many times we separate everything and then we go into this argument over it, right? Like even when somebody goes to, like, you can get a guy that a couple will come up and start arguing with them why they at this hotel or why they even in this line, and the guy slaps the shit out of them. And they go, oh, that's what I would have did too, but I would have stomped him. I would have killed him. I would have did this. Like you start, like everything don't need your, I almost cursed. Everything don't need your bad comments, right? Everything don't need your bad comments. Let's get to a place where we can have solutions, right? And that's what I like about building with like-minded people. I'm for your opinion, but when we talking solutions, don't bring another problem into it.
But that's what our people do. Oh, our people do that so often. Our people. I say our people because I don't want to leave any of us out. Our people have a tendency to do that, and we can flourish in the negative energy, but when it starts coming time to heal and fix some of those problems, that's where people start getting mute, and they started dwindling to the back of the classroom. Like, we don't have anything that's going to actually help the problem. We have a lot of opinions and a lot of people wanting to hear themselves speak, but no one's willing to step up and say, we finna do this work and put it together, and this is a safe space to do it. We're going to find people who want to talk about it. Oh, they on too late. Oh, they don't have enough space. Oh, they have this person. Oh, they don't have that person. I want to learn about this. Everybody want to find problems, but no one wants to actually be a part of the solution. And when you just find yourself in a space where you being a part of the solution, you find people like the butterfly who's in there actually knocking out problems, but they quiet. You know what I mean? You find somebody like Curtis Martin who's in the back of the room who really has more answers than you really want to know, but he quiet because it's no space for positive energy when you're trying to let all this negativity spew out and finding more problems, and no solutions.
Yep, that's not a good way to build. But yeah, like we was talking about, man, I think you got to find your tribe, good or bad, whatever that tribe is, that's for you. You find your tribe, you go deal with them, you build with them. But you guys got to do something, right? Like if you're not building and you don't have no goals, you don't have no path to where you're going, then you're gonna be stagnated. You're gonna sit where you're at, right? Because y'all don't have nowhere where you're going. So write down some goals. Make sure you're holding yourself accountable, and then run with some stuff. Get stuff done, man. Like already, I would bet that as soon as we get this other play in place, we will be up and running and making money, like already with our company. And that's not making money off of people from We Got Problems, right? Like, no. At some point, we finna start having our own merchandise, right? Like, let's support, have that merchandise. Man, why would I have a cup with Charlie Brown on it instead of a coffee cup where We Got Problems on it?
Hey, and I look at it like this, not just you, why would anybody not have a We Got Problems mug in front of them, especially if they say they support the brand? And even if you don't use it all the time.
You got your mug to say CBS, but you don't have one to say We Got Problems.
Right.
You got one to say CRC. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like for real. Like it's a lot of brands out there. It's a lot of people who you can follow. But like support. Like I don't really do it for no other reason. I support people who support me. And I look at it like that. And I know I can open up more, but my capacity ain't that. It's not that big. I don't have a capacity to want to be liked by everybody. I am not for everybody. I'm the first person to say I'm not for everybody. I notice negative energy, and I'm not a person who holds my tongue. So if you are a negative energy person, I'm like, why are you being so negative? How about you fix some of the problems instead of being so negative and not helping anybody around? All you do is want to tear people down, talk bad about people, and take positive energy out of a positive energy space and taking it and putting it into your negative space. Like, and then when you're done and you're done being this negative spewing person, you gone. You feel better.
Hey, so when they come back, they have no idea how they got kicked out of the group, huh? Like,
ain't no comeback. It ain't no comeback. If you got negative energy, you are not welcome here. I have no energy space for you. If you're a negative energy person, please do all of us a favor and stay away from me because I don't do negative energy. And I don't want to be around people who do negative energy. I had people who used to call my phone all the time. All the time they'll call my phone and they'll tell me about problems with their girl, tell me about problems with their job, tell me about problems with their family members, and all of these problems. None of them, it was always everybody else. It was never them. And then when I stopped listening to them, oh, I'm a bad person because I don't listen to your negative energy no more. No, I just don't want to hear your bullshit no more.
Hey, you know what?
From my positive energy.
Hey, they come dump all that negative shit on you and bounce.
Bruh. And it happens so frequently. And,
yeah,
like,
they come
people
like
don't realize that.
They put all that negative energy in your lap and they feel much better. They got that shit off their chest and they go on and live their life. And you sitting here going,
feeling light as a feather. And they light as a feather. They done dumped all their shit off. And I'm sitting here like, damn, now I'm having a bad day. Now my head is hurting. Now I don't even know what to eat now because my energy that I was thinking about what I was going to eat with, I just spent that on this person telling me about how bad their boss is. Like, come on, y'all. We got to do better. We got to do better. And we got to be careful about who we expend our energy to.
And then we got to learn how to replenish our energy as well, just so when we accept all that shit, then at least we can replenish and we can come back strong, right? Like me, I've been getting better lately with just taking my ass to bed, like get me some rest and get up, like because I'll get up at weird hours and be working. Like I can come home, go to bed at 7 o'clock, but best believe at 12 o'clock when it's quiet, I'm gonna get some work done.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna just surf. Most people, they ain't building, they surfing. They get up in the middle of the night, they grab their phone and just chill. Right? If I do grab my phone and chill, I'm looking for some stuff to repost. Right?
Yeah.
I'm getting better with giving people their credit for reposting their shit.
You see, I always try to make sure I add somebody.
Shit, I ain't know. I thought you just take that shit and use it. You know what I mean? But I'm getting better with saying, hey, video credit from such and such, right? Like, I'm getting better.
You know what I did at the end of the year? I legit took like some hours out of my day, and everybody that followed me and is following me, and I wasn't up on their page. Now, if I was up on your page, I didn't repost anything from you. But most people who had public pages, who I was up on, and I hadn't like been liking their pictures and stuff, I took and I made sure I liked as many as I can, and I took a few minutes and I took and reposted something from them, something that I thought was positive, because I refuse to put anything. I'm not going to have men and women up there doing crazy stuff, making our people look bad. So you won't see me posting a bunch of fights. You won't see me posting a bunch of negativity. You won't see me posting the stuff that you're going to find on World Star Hip Hop. You won't see me posting nothing that don't put us in a good light. You won't see me posting somebody doing a bunch of drinking. You won't see me posting somebody doing a bunch of smoking, just because I know who follows me. I have my athletes that follow me. I know I have my elders that follow me. And I know I have people who are my peers who I respect, and I don't want to see them going out there doing under the crash dummy shit that I see. It's not that I don't see it, but I refuse to post that shit on my page in any type of capacity. I took pictures from their page, something that was positive. I reposted it, and I made sure I tagged them. I got so many thanks, and I appreciate it. And some people reposted it. Some people sent hearts and stuff. And you know what? You didn't have to repost it. You didn't have to do nothing. I'm just saying. And everybody who said thank you or anything,
but the repost is part of the game, though. Like if somebody posts your shit, you post automatically go back and repost it, saying
not like, everybody like that.
Yeah. No, I repost all the time. I repost all,
like
and so part of me learning the whole social media thing is, like I said, building with like-minded people I'm around, people that I follow. I watch what they do. The people that have the live pages that's active, I watch what they do, and I try to do some of that same shit. I think the biggest key is when you building your social media is being consistent. And then I get consistent, and then I get laid off. But you know, I got sick, so I was sick. You know, the fucking COVID hit me a couple weeks at the end of the year, so that kind of knocked me down. But I'm back up and strong and ready, right? Like even went to go. I'm going more healthier. Well, that one that what's that commercial? He said, Kobe Bryant, what else can I do? I broke all the records. Even more records. I'm finna be more healthier. Right. What else can I do? Okay, I can start. I've learned now. Like I went on my health journey building, right? Like, but I used to mix the fruits and veggies. So now I'm not on that. So now I'm finna start doing more of my leafy greens, right? Like more of my okra, right? Like I was watching a guy the other day, and he cooked a meal, and he had everything separated nice and looked pretty. I went and got some okra. It was an older lady. Said, "You know about okra?" I'm like, yeah, no, I work with my okra. I had a salad the other day and cut me some okra up in it, just so I don't get that same salad, right? But all that's about building too. Oh, that's about building too, right? Like I was listening to Freeway Rick this morning, and he said, hey, you can have all the money in the world. If your body ain't right, then shit, that money gonna be useless.
Hey, if you're not healthy enough to spend it, it's useless. Hey, who was that I was listening to? It was your boy, Rhonda, Warren Buffett.
My boy.
Warren Buffett said that he's one of the richest people on this planet. He said the two things he valued more than anything else not all the money that he has, his health and his time. The two things he valued more than anything else, and that stuck with me. That stuck with me for it. Like,
if you got both of those, you can get more money.
Exactly.
You can always get the money back. You can always get the money back. You can't get that good health back. And you can never get your time back. So be careful about where you expend it to. And like I said, last year, I was going through some of the hardest times in my life. And I was really going through it around this time last year. And someone called me having relationship problems. And I never forget, I pulled myself out of my slump. I was laying there in bed. I didn't want to move. I didn't feel like anything positive was going good. And the kids were out of school. It was just so much stuff going on. COVID was at a peak last year this time. It was just a lot going on. And I pulled myself out my slumber to help this person, right? And he was going through a relationship problem with his girl. And I talked to him and I was like, okay, this is how y'all can do this. This is the way you can work. This is something I've done in the past. This works. You know what I mean? And they really had some breakthroughs. And then the next thing I know, this dude talking about, oh, I'm talking to somebody else. You what? So I didn't pull myself out of my own personal pain and something that I'm going through for you just to move on like that wasn't nothing. Say less.
Hey, he helped you out though. He helped you out. He pulled you out your shit.
Even if it was just for a minute.
You know what? I saw something from Tyson today that really made me different, right? Like Tyson had a post on this thing. He was like, oh, and this was me all the way. You know, when stuff hit and it resonate with you, he was like, man, if somebody do something to me, I just leave them alone. He was like, well,
I like that one. Yeah.
He was like, well, they won because they changed you.
Yeah.
You don't let nobody change you. The only way you change is because you want to change, and it's for the betterment of you. I was like, oh, Tyson.
Hey, Tyson dropped some jewels. Tyson always dropped some jewels. He just had a slow patience for all them people bullshit. Because once he realized everybody was snakes, and after the money, he said what he wanted to say. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But no, I like Mike. Mike always dropped some jewels. Hey, look, you guys. We constantly, like we said, we met in a group setting, building with like-minded people. I think everybody should find a tribe to build with. This is We Got Problems, the podcast. I hope everybody listening and enjoying the show as we get better. If you have any solutions on how to make our show better, hit us up. Let us know, right? If you got some things that you think we should talk about, hit us. Let us know. We might talk about them, right? If you want to be a guest on the show, hit us up, right? Let us know. We can talk about it, right? But Rhonda, you got any last words you want to talk to the people about?
I would just say, like, find your tribe. Make sure it's good people that you get along with, no matter what you're trying to do.
All right, there we go. How about you, Trash?
Take your time, love yourself. Make sure you tell yourself you're great every day. Remind yourself that you're great every day, because no one can help you unless you can help yourself. And once you get that, hit the ground running, and don't be scared to open up and learn some new things.
Hey, guys, always check the notes. You can find out where you can find us. You can find our websites. If you want to join We Got Problems After Dark, hit us up on our social media accounts. The link is in the bios. I believe the link is in everybody's bio. Make sure to like and subscribe to the podcast. And this is We Got Problems, and we out.